tonight with 2 of our players, and then we will be joined soon later by Dickie the dog and Frank the Twinkler Stone.
My wife brought me a microphone.
Oh shit!
Should I plug it in, or am I gonna mess up all the balancing to get it?
No, fuck it, do it. I think he'll be, yeah. Oh shit!
I'm pretty ready to go deal with the knife situation. I'm glad that I wasn't the violent one, per se, like, this week. That was really on my to-do list, to not be a murder hobo, especially in this game. It's good to see that someone else is bringing that spirit into the interaction. And I did bring my gun this time, so I mean, like, violence is on the menu.
Oh, nice.
Violence is on the menu. Amazing, yeah.
I do have a knife question.
Yes.
They stay in, they come out. What are we gonna do about this? I'm not a doctor.
I guess y'all will have to figure it out.
I just don't want to kill Dylan before he gets here.
I think y'all should... We're gonna say, and I talked about this with Dylan, that Frank is just like, go! Or like, do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna handle the knives. So you don't have to like immediately like address the knives. He's not, like, currently dying. Like,
yeah, there's no... Yeah, they were clean cuts.
Yeah, they're just in there. They're
just in there nicely. Just all the important stuff.
Nestled.
I do love that, like, the base skill for medicine is 1%. Everyone gets, like, a 1 in 100 chance. And I don't think any of us have, like, medical knowledge.
No, I'm very delighted by how much none of y'all have anything that the scenario book recommended for this adventure. Which is always my favorite thing. All right.
But we all have 30 first aid. Wow.
Oh, yes. Everybody has fairly good first aid to start with. So that's a little, that's more helpful. Medicine, yeah, like...
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize there was first aid in addition to medicine. That's
yes,
helpful.
So these are actually 2 different skills. So you would use your first aid and not... Because you're not trying to diagnose the knife wounds. You just want him to, like, not die. All right. If we are ready, if Genna feels remotely satisfied with the various tech, then we are going to get into today's adventure. Adventure number 2 for our brave investigators. Part 2. I've now renamed it A Less Than Restful Retreat. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu Live! I will be your game master for this evening, or as we call it in Call of Cthulhu, your Keeper of Lore. You can call me Keeper for short. I am joined by, right now, 2 bold investigators. We will have 2 just as bold investigators, but not as prompt, joining us later to jump in on the game. Thank you so much for returning to this adventure for more madness. I am super excited. I've been looking forward to this all week. In case this is your first time jumping in to have some fun with us, Call of Cthulhu is a tabletop role-playing game with a horror twist. I present the investigators with a mysterious situation, and they tell me what they would like to do. If it's difficult, or it takes a specialized skill, they will have to roll a dice to see if they succeed or fail. Either way, I'll tell them what happens as a result, and they will have to deal with the consequences. Wash, rinse, repeat until the mystery is solved, or everyone is dead. I explained how Call of Cthulhu works to my grandmother, and my grandpa, and my grandpa was like, because I was like, it's a role-playing game, so it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. They've heard of that. And my grandpa goes, well, it's a game, right? So you've got to have like a win and a lose condition. And I'm like, well, if you win, you solve the mystery or maybe defeat some horrible creature. If you lose, everybody dies. And my grandma like giggles and goes, everybody dies. And I just love her so much. Before we begin today, I want to clarify, because I don't know if I've been clear enough, how insanity works. Finally looked up the rules. If you lose more than 5 sanity at once, you will go temporarily insane. I will let you know your particular brand of madness for you to roleplay, and I'll let you know also when it's worn off. But if you lose points and get to your insane value, so that's the smaller number next to your sanity on your character sheet, then you will go indefinitely insane. This can be fixed, but only through therapy or the careful application of the correct drugs.
So we're very pro-therapy.
We're very pro-therapy!
Very pro-therapy.
Yay!
Brought to you by BetterHelp.
Get yourself help, we need it.
Exactly, yeah. So if your current sanity reaches that point, let me know so I can tell you what your madness looks like. Tonight I would also like to add in a mechanic that we have not actually encountered yet. That is fatigue and hunger. Basically, if your characters go too long without eating or sleeping, you will have to make constitution rolls. If you fail, then neglecting your needs will have dire consequences. This isn't The Sims, as much as I love The Sims, so this is not really a strict, this is not going to be very strict. This is not like a hugely difficult requirement. It's just something that like, you're not a superhero. You can't stay up for however long you need to solve the adventure if it's like 4 days. You're at some point going to need to sleep. And so you avoid having to make the constitution roll by eating and sleeping. To give you a heads up with where we are right now, it is now nighttime. The sun recently completely set. If you don't eat or sleep tonight, your first constitution save will be in the morning. Basically, you need to like sleep and eat at least every 24 hours before you like start feeling any effects. So just keep that in mind if you'll have to roll in the morning if you don't sleep at all tonight. With all that being said, are we ready to resume?
Let's go for it.
So it is Saturday, June 9th, 1923. The last remnants of the sun have completely disappeared, and a pitch black night infused with fog surrounds the North Island Sanatorium. You were invited for a restful weekend retreat by the owner and operator of the asylum, Dr. Aldous Brewer. He remains inexplicably absent. Since arriving, you have found one murdered woman and several patients, but no staff. Blanche claimed to be in charge while the doctor took a nap upstairs, offering to serve you dinner. Your dinner hostess, however, turned murderous after what she saw as impolite treatment of the patients. However, you and Leonard made short work of her, with a knife buried to the hilt in her back. Leonard has rushed from the room, announcing his gender-biased bloodlust. But before you could pursue him, or not, up to you, the peaceful night outside was broken by a scream. A scream not just of a man in pain, but a man so brutalized by pain that he is reduced to an animal. When you hear it, you freeze, your own animal instinct taking over. When the scream dies out to nothingness, there is a sensation like a ringing in the air, but it is no sound. It is primal fear. I will let both of you know that your luggage is sitting in the foyer, where I've decided you dropped it upon entering. I assume you haven't just been specially Ambrose, like with it on his back. We are now up to the present moment. What would you like to do?
I definitely would run and get my gun.
Okay, cool.
That is amongst my luggage.
Great. So you're gonna run out into the foyer to get your gun. You just see like the door to what seems to be the patient wing just slam. It's the door that Blanche took Leonard through earlier. It's in between the two staircases in the foyer. You see it slam behind someone who's just walked into the patient ward. So you go and get your gun. Do you leave it loaded in the bag?
I would say no.
All right.
But I would like to load it now.
Right. Yes. Okay. So let me see. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let you load it. We're gonna let you load the gun. That's gonna be like your kind of turn, your moment here. Ambrose, what would you like to do?
My intent at least is to chase after Leonard. But I am in the wheelchair, and I've only been in there for as long as I have been in the wheelchair, so I'm probably not great at maneuvering. I need to do a check or anything, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, exactly. For as long as I can.
Fantastic. I think you got it. It's just a little bit of I think you're it's a little bit of a struggle at the door. I don't think you can quite get the patient door because it's a big, heavy door. But I'm gonna Clint, I assume when you've loaded your gun, do you also want to go running off in that direction?
Yeah. I'll follow him. I'll push the wheelchair.
Okay, great.
You're just gonna find me backing up into the door until then, just trying to battering ram it or something.
Open up, damn you! So Clint walks around you and just kind of casually opens the door. and like holds it open for you.
Done, my good fellow. Now forward! Charge after him! After the scoundrel!
Fantastic. So you march through this door and you see in the middle of the hallway, so it's like this long hallway with doors on the sides of it, leading all the way down to kind of an open area. But as you charge in, you see standing in this hallway, his like arms kind of like in a door, is Leonard, and he is reaching towards someone in the room who begins to scream, a woman's scream, top of her lungs, that is cut short when his hands clench around her throat. If you would like to try to stop him, then we're gonna be in combat. So, are you...
Bros definitely will.
Okay, great. We're going for it. All right, let's see. Yeah, they are at the... They're in the door that's the farthest at the end of the right side of the hallway. So you will need to use your move in your turn to get down to him if you want to get down to him. So just letting you know that. But the person who gets to go first is Clint. Clint, what would you like to do with your action turn?
I'm gonna shoot him.
Fantastic. We're gonna... I love that you were like talking earlier about like, I'm not gonna be a murder hobo. We're just gonna be a vigilante. Who...
Yeah, I think this is definitely a step above vigilante.
Right.
It's not, it'd be different if we found him out in the woods. He's actively killing someone.
That is true. He is actively killing someone right now. So...
I think she's probably dead now that we've, took the time to have this philosophical debate.
In your head, you're like, no, I have to help. Okay, so you're gonna roll against your rifle shotgun skill, which is categorized under firearms. Let me know if you hit.
I do not hit.
Fantastic. How bad did you do?
I rolled 81 versus a skill of 55.
Ooh, okay. So we're just that shot goes fucking wild into the ceiling. However, it does have the benefit of it's Leonard's turn next, and he is going to scream, put up his hands, and run out of the back of the hall into the room, the like open room. There's not a door. There's some type of room at the end of the hallway that's just through an arch, and he is going to just fucking book it towards that back room. And he disappears into whatever that room is as soon as you fire that shot. The next person is Ambrose. Ambrose, what would you like to do?
I am going to yeet myself as fast as possible down the hallway to chase after Leonard. But when I pass the doorway with the lady who's getting choked, I'm just going to like yell, hope you are all right. And just
hope you're all right.
Just like... Yeah, exactly. Just
let me see.
With the intent to just like run into Leonard, like
right.
Well, I don't know if I can get to Leonard, but that's my intent. Is to
you
just
want
like
to see
ram
if you
into
can
him.
just like ram him. Okay.
Yeah, I know like he like disappeared in there, but like that's the intent.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you're trying to like come up right behind him. So I'm going to have you roll against your dex.
And I was about to say, do I want to succeed or do I not? Like, yeah, I want to. Okay, I do. Yeah, okay. I got a 15.
Okay, beautiful. So you get just on the like back of his heels, and you slam in this room. Which, quick look, clearly there's a lot of clothes around. There's just like piles of clothes and like baskets of like and some like supply things on a shelf. And you're gonna slam into him, and we're gonna see what happens to old Leonard. To our old buddy Leonard.
Instant death.
No, he manages to, like, he feels you coming up behind him, and he kind of just lets his legs go out from under him, and Leonard is now sitting on your lap in the chair.
Perfect. Right where I wanted him.
Right, so Leonard is now just firmly on your lap in the chair. Fantastic, so he's in your lap, and now it is the woman's turn, who is in the room. Oh, here we go. She gets down on the ground and is just screaming her head off. Just utter panic, fetal position, screaming about the things at the window, and begging for help. Fantastic! We're gonna get Dylan in here in just a second.
What a sentence to hear as I join in.
It's very on brand for this game. Basically, your two buddies are engaged in trying to get Leonard to stop being a asshole murderer. Currently, Leonard is sitting in Ambrose's lap in a wheelchair. It was a great idea. It stopped him.
So they're fighting.
Yes,
fighting
so
Leonard.
they're in the patient wing, currently trying to protect a young lady from the psychopathic Leonard. This is not the same lady that you saw earlier. You two can notice that when you get a glimpse of her. But now we are going to go quickly back to the dining room where Frank is sitting with two knives embedded in your leg. Now they have not gone, like, they're in the kind of the top layers. It's not like, you're not stuck to the chair, but you do have two knives in your thighs. What would you like to do?
Two knives in my thighs.
Yeah. Two knives in your thighs.
Listen, I'm not a smart man. And I'm in a lot of pain.
Right.
So I'm gonna rip them out.
Ah, Jesus. Okay. Are you trying to be careful at all?
No.
No. Okay.
I would just pull them out, and then my next step would be to try and, like, rip the tablecloth or something so I could tourniquet my leg. Probably not going to do great because I've never had to do it.
I'm going to have you roll first aid. If you don't have any points in it, the default is 30%.
Hey, that's better than medicine, which is what I thought I was going to have to roll.
Everybody was really concerned about having to do any medicine checks, but as long as you're not literally diagnosing somebody or, like, trying to do major surgery, I think we can stick to first aid.
Wow. Of course not. 32.
Goddamn.
So I failed.
Alright, so you do
Still
manage to rip the knives out. It hurts like a bitch, and you're actually going to take 2 damage because you had, like, while tearing them out, you definitely deepened, like, elongated the gashes in your legs.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Can you just tell me what you're at as far as HP right now, just for me to know?
I'm at 4.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that hurts like a bitch. You do, like, you try to, like, drag the tablecloth. You knock everything off. I assume you don't super care about the presentation of the dinner anymore.
No.
And you get the tablecloth, but it's, like, so big, and you basically kind of, like, put it around you like a skirt that's too low. And so now you're just bleeding and covered in fabric.
Awesome. Well, I figured this just won't do.
Yeah.
I should go. I should go wake up my friend. Well, I can't remember his name.
Dr. Aldous
Miss-
Brewer?
Dr. Aldous Brewer. Yes.
Perfect.
That one's
Okay.
on top.
So are you
Yeah,
gonna move? We are in combat right now, so you can take an action and move. So are you gonna move towards the foyer?
Yes.
Okay.
They wouldn't be anywhere near me, right?
No. You'll run into the foyer. That is your turn for right now. Just so you know, Dickie the dog is nowhere to be seen. No
what
one
about the other girl that was like, I'm gonna peace out with Dickie the dog?
Yeah, you also do not see her, and you
Okay.
cannot tell where she may have gone.
And I also don't see them. I'm like, everybody just ran out on me.
You just hear, like, screams and upset noises coming from, like, the patient hall.
I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that. My legs are bleeding. All right, so we're back to Clint's turn. Leonard is currently sitting on Ambrose's lap in what Ambrose can kind of see. Well, Ambrose might not know what this room is, but there's a bunch of clothes and ways to wash them. He may have never been in a room like this.
Yes.
But
That's
it's
the dentist lab.
Yes, the dentist lab. So this is at the far end of the hallway. You do not, I will tell you, you do not have a very good shot because it's basically Ambrose's back that you can see, and then Leonard is, like, curled up in his lap, like, holding him.
Well, and he's no longer trying to murder someone, so
Right.
we'll hold off on shooting him for now.
Okay, cool. What would you like to do?
So I want to go to the room that has the person he was just about to kill,
Right.
and essentially look at what she is gesturing at in the windows, and try and get her to like communicate.
Okay.
Like, what's going on? What's going on?
So he came and tried to kill me, but I need my medicine, or the things outside are gonna come in and they're gonna crawl all over me. You have to help me. You have to get me my medicine. You have to get it for me.
We'll help you. Calm down, and we'll find your medicine together.
A classic way to get a woman to calm down. Tell her to calm down. That's always worked. But we're going to say, I want you to roll against your appearance. We're going to see if while you're holding a rifle, you seem sufficiently friendly.
What is appearance? Is that credit rating?
So that's app, and that's
it's-
actually one of your main characteristics.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's towards the top.
So I passed.
Fantastic.
61 versus 65.
Great. She thinks, okay, here's someone who seems to know what they're about, and I don't, and I'm having a hard time. So she does, my drugs are upstairs, and if you don't get them, then they're gonna come in through the windows, and they're gonna come in through the floorboards, and they're gonna take me away. You have to go and get them.
Yes. How long do we have?
I can already hear them. I need them soon. That's your, I'm gonna go with that's your turn. Cool. Alright, so you
Okay.
went and helped her.
And telling her to calm down did work.
It did! I was very mean about that, and then it worked fine.
First try.
The next person who gets to go is actually Leonard, who is going to see that you put the gun down, and he's going to get up, and he is going to run out the back door, down what Ambrose can see are some steps, and out into the woods. Oh shit, we got a follow! Hell yeah! Everybody give it up for Aria Song 1. Thank you so much for following and for tuning in. You are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure through North Island Sanatorium. So Leonard is just like completely running off to try to fuck off into the woods. Ambrose, what would you like to do?
Well, as Ambrose is always saying, confidence is more important than competence. So I am going to, once again, yeet myself as fast and as hard as I can to see if I can jump these stairs and continue my pursuit.
I'm going to have you roll against strength
Wonderful.
to see if you
Let's
get
do it.
enough momentum. I like to think that Ambrose says that to himself before he goes for it.
Oh, absolutely. 28. I needed 55, so I'm good.
Holy shit. All right. So you just like, boom, you slam into the door. It doesn't matter. You go flying out over the steps. You do clear the steps. However, I'm going to need you to roll Dex to see if you like stabilize enough to keep after Leonard.
Like, how cool is this gonna be?
How cool is this? Yeah, exactly.
I had a character I played in Dungeons and Dragons campaign that this would be the most important role ever. His number one defining character trait was that everything he needed to do needed to be cool.
That's awesome. That's the right way to play.
Fuck. Wait, hold on. What's my dex? Yeah, fuck. I missed it by 15,
Oh.
and I don't have it. Well, actually, I could lose a shit ton of luck right now.
How much luck you want to spend to make this badass? Is it worth it?
15's too much.
It's too much. Fair enough. Too rich
I
for
don't
your
think I
blood.
can do it.
Too rich for your blood. That's fair. All
I
right,
need those luck points.
you do clear. You clear the stairs, but unfortunately, you clear them so hard. When you land, you actually land with like a. Well, you land upright, but with a horrible squelching noise. You've landed on something. One of your wheels has landed hard on something that makes a. And then the imbalance and the kind of, oh no, what is that? Does topple over your wheelchair. You are not hurt, but you are laying on the ground next to something that made a horrible squelching noise. And your overturned wheelchair.
Can I tell what it is on this turn, or do I need to wait?
Let me see. I'm going to say that we are now out of combat. Unfortunately, Leonard has disappeared into the woods. And you look over, and what you see is something that used to be a cat.
Oh.
We gotta find that dog.
It puts you in the mind of a mummy, which you've seen pictures of in the newspaper because they discovered King Tut's tomb earlier this year. It's like the thing has been dried out. The squelching noise that you heard was basically you landing on its kind of rubbery, dried out like skin and flesh, like, and then you kind of bounced off of it because all that's left is this kind of desiccated, dried out mess. You can tell at one point it was a cat just by the shape and some sad whiskers.
I am going to, in my big detective brain, be like, yes. I've read all about this. I know exactly what this means. We have a killer on the loose. Putting the big pieces together in the big old brain. And I'm going to try to get my wheelchair upright and lift myself into the wheelchair, but without using my legs.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to ask you to do a hard strength check, so half your strength because you are only using your upper body.
Little do you know, that's the only part of his body he works out.
He skips leg day every time.
He skips legs day, but not today. Today is true. Today he definitely did all his chest and arms because I got a 12.
Oh shit! So, all right, Ambrose fucking lifts that shit.
Wheelchair.
Yeah, lifts that shit and heaves his skinny tall body into the chair and sits back down. We're going to go back inside to Frank in the foyer. Frank, what would you like to do?
Well, see, I need to get up the stairs.
Perfect.
To my doctor friend so he can help me.
That's easy enough. Nothing stops you from doing that. You get up to the second floor and you are in another hallway. You can see, you can look over and see down into the foyer downstairs. There's similar to the first floor. There is a heavy set of oaken doors that lead to some type of wing, and then there are doors to the right and to the left. What would you like to try first?
The left, because I vaguely remember the crazy lady saying his room was upstairs on the left.
You're gonna go to the left, and you open one of those doors, and you see what looks like
it opens?
Yep.
I would knock first.
Oh, okay. You knock. No, that's all right. Polite. Good for you. You knock.
Aldous, wake up! I need help!
You are responded to with nothing. So there's a set of 3 doors on this side. Would you like to try knocking on all of them?
No, because I'm sure that he would have, if he's in any of these rooms, he would have probably heard me banging on the one door. I'll try open them all though.
Great. So
starting with the one I just banged on.
Yeah, so you throw open the door, and what you see is a well-appointed bedroom with a 4-post queen-sized bed. The linens smell fresh. Everything has been freshly cleaned. There's some fresh towels set on a vanity that even the mirror has been cleaned. Everything looks pretty new, it's been relatively recently furnished, and it's definitely been cleaned recently. Nothing in these rooms, in this room, seems amiss.
This must be my guest room.
Yes. All right. Yep. It looks like that you check all 3 of these rooms, and they all look pretty much the same. Just variations of color with bedspread. The room all the way on the left appears to have a kind of makeshift bed made up on the floor that's kind of dog-sized, and a little bowl full of little wafers.
Do I see a bag or anything?
No. So none of these rooms appear to be occupied. They seem to have been readied.
Okay. I grabbed some of the wafers and stuffed them in my pocket.
Fantastic. We're going to come back to you in a second. First, we're going to see what Clint would like to do. You are currently downstairs in the patient wing with Carla, who has gone back to her bed and is trying to shield her vision, but irresistibly drawn to looking towards her window.
We're gonna come back for her. I'm gonna run and help Ambrose with the wheelchair.
Okay, fantastic. So you're going to run outside to Ambrose. Ambrose has already, impressively enough, heaved himself into the chair. Although you do have your old nemesis stairs to contend with again. So you run outside to Ambrose. What would you guys like to do?
I think you have the cat with me.
You picked it up?
What?
Oh, absolutely. It's evidence. It's evidence.
So when you walk outside, he's holding the dried out corpse of what seems to have once been a cat. Ambi,
Thank God.
can you roll luck real quick for me?
Me.
Yeah, Ambi. Can you roll luck real
Ambi.
quick? Yeah, sorry. I don't want to be too familiar.
19. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Then the little thing I had in my head didn't happen. You're holding that cat.
Okay. Like, look what I found. I'm gonna hold up the cat.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I've read about this in so many books. It's a telltale sign of a killer on the loose.
A dead cat?
Yes! There are often many dead cats where there are also murderers in murder mysteries, believe it or not. But help me up these stairs, goddammit!
I'll just kind of pat it down into his lap for now and try and push him in. It's kind of his comfort cat corpse.
Comfort cat
Like a
corpse.
kid.
Perfect. All right, so you're going to. These are small stairs. So I'm gonna let it go. We're not gonna spend 20 minutes trying to get up these. I think with both of you endeavoring, we can get up these small stairs and up the porch in the back here.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're like, oh, there's a ramp. Oh.
They had a ramp in the hall. No. At this point, you probably.
Let Clint know that Leonard has escaped.
Oh yes. Do you have anything to say to that, Clint?
That's too bad. I hate for him to just show up randomly in the middle of the night on us.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully that does not occur. We hope
And
that's
also
the
a few
last we
other
see of
people-
Leonard.
There's a few other people on the island. That poor grad student.
Oh gosh. True.
I really love. I hope that's the last we
He's in
see.
his legs. We need to go help him.
Fantastic.
So much.
Our circumstances have changed. We're allowed to interact with him now. We better go help. I go to the girl, Carla. Come with us. We're gonna get your medicine. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with the knife leg thing, and then like that medicine is task 2.
It has to. She goes, no, I can't go. I can't go up. I can't go there. I can't go. I have to stay here. I have to stay here until the doctor comes. I have to stay here until the doctor comes. And she's rocking back and forth, like crying into her hands on the bed.
He's terrible.
I'm gonna give one. Where's the doctor? We can go get him. Before then, if she doesn't give us an answer, it's time to go deal with the knives.
Yeah, she is sobbing, but she does say, the doctor lives upstairs. The doctor lives upstairs. Then he comes downstairs and he helps us. The doctor lives upstairs. Cool, you're gonna leave her?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. So you're walking out. You're heading back towards the dining room to see if you can find Frank.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you walk out.
And we should eat. We shouldn't have all the food go to waste. There was pot roast, wasn't there?
Yeah, she was cooking something. She made a whole dinner, apparently. You could smell it.
Back on the go.
It did smell delicious from the dining room before all the blood.
Oh, it's all on the floor now.
It's all on the floor now.
No.
So you guys walk into the dining room then.
Wouldn't they go in the foyer first?
Well, they go into the, so they go into the foyer, and then we're gonna go back up to, Frank. And Frank,
Would
since
I
you're,
hear them?
yeah, I think you can hear them like the chair being squeaked into the foyer on the tile. So you hear someone come back in, and when you look downstairs, you'd be able to see it was them.
Oh, hey guys! You found a wheelchair for you. I could probably use one of those.
I can't
Yes.
push both of you guys around.
It's unfortunate that we both desperately need this wheelchair. If we find another, You'll be sure to have your name on it. I'm sure of it.
Actually,
Nice.
Leonard gave us a really good idea earlier. The wheelchair is definitely strong enough to have one person on the other person's lap. I think that's how we're going around now.
Leonard was a large man, if I remember correctly.
You're the mental patient?
Yes! We chased after him, but unfortunately he escaped us. Stairs.
I don't got time to worry about him. I'm looking for the doctor. I found
Have
the
you
guest
managed
room.
to locate the doctor yet?
No. I found our rooms.
Well, that's low one. Good find.
Yeah. If you guys want to come up here, we can look for the doctor.
Hey, look at
Huzzah.
this.
More stairs! Would you like to try to go up these stairs? They are quite winding. They are not as difficult as the stairs outside.
I will keep a lookout down here and yell up to you if any nefariousness happens down here. But I'm going to throw my magnifying glass up to you and be like, "Wait, here's this. They go to good use to you."
You're
Remember what you
throwing
see?
it up to Frank.
Yes.
Okay. Frank, roll a quick dex to see if you catch.
Yeah.
Or
I
wait,
was like,
actually,
what am I rolling?
you have to roll throw first, which is a thing.
Roll throw. Where is throw?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not gonna fucking do
It's
this.
base
I'm not
20.
gonna fucking do this.
No, you did it!
And
Do it.
You
did it.
said.
piece off the-
You said. So now you're gonna
Yeah,
chuck
yeah,
this.
It's fine. 72 out
Oh!
of 20.
So yeah, you don't quite nail when to let this go, and it just like it hits like a wall across from you and just glass shatters and falls.
You see, my father was too busy making money to teach me how to throw a baseball.
That was fantastic. Stick to not doing that.
You know, just roll over and pick it up.
You're sad, broken,
It shattered.
magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's still expensive.
Okay, fair enough. Could be repaired, perhaps.
Get it fixed exactly. It's just a piece
Exactly.
of glass.
Yeah.
Just buy another.
This
You
one has
didn't-
sentimental value.
Aren't you rich?
I'm incredibly rich.
Yeah, like, didn't you say you came from money, sir?
Coming from money, that phrase, like, it's so demeaning. Honestly, it's really it hurts my people when you use that word.
Your people?
Yes,
Did-
the
did
ultra
you-
wealthy.
I was like, did you work your way to your
Ultra-wealthy.
fortune?
I
Like-
worked very, very hard.
Why are we talking about this? I'm gonna go.
So, Clint,
I'm
have you
gonna
just
go
walked
look for the
upstairs while
doctor.
they have this discussion?
I'm gonna look out for the dog and any bad things on the first floor.
Awesome.
Frank's over here like, I worked my way up to being rich, this fucking guy.
Amazing. And Ambrose has no idea that tension is brewing. Ambrose is like, what a pleasant conversation. Clint, have you walked upstairs?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna walk upstairs and
Great.
start looking around. We'll have known we found our guest bedrooms and didn't really see anything. I want to break the door down, like the big fancy wood door.
Okay, no one has tried to open the big fancy wood door. So, you could try to open it first.
I can try and open it.
The first thing he does is smack that door.
Ugh!
I see
Yeah,
he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
go like,
this.
Sir.
I see he's gonna go
Yeah.
smash it. And
Yeah.
just pat you on the back. I'm like, you got this.
So, yeah, you walk up, like, fist against the door, and it just, like, swings open and, like, swings back. Like, it's very easy to, like, push it open. So, are you gonna walk through to this new wing?
Yeah. Walk through the door. What do we see?
Fantastic. So, you're gonna be shocked. You see another hallway. Very similar to the one downstairs. But in this case, there's no room, like open room at the far end of it. There's just 3 rooms to your left and 3 rooms to your right. And what seems to be another staircase down at the very far end.
I want to yell out, is anyone here?
Okay. So you
Because
yell
they've
out.
definitely heard me already anyway.
We're not going for stealth this time, is that what you're saying? Yeah, you are answered by silence, which, given the events of what events have transpired so far and the fact that you like have met patients, a little weird. But no one answers you, and there are no noises up here.
I want to try to open the doors, taking
Great.
just like a really brief look into the room. I mean, for anything of interest in general, but also like, is there a pharmacy or anywhere those drugs might be for the lady?
Okay, great. So the very first, I'm gonna have you roll luck.
No.
No. Okay. So the very first room that you're gonna open, you open it up, and it's a very like, it looks like you're suddenly in a hospital. There's a patient chair with like some clean cloth on it, and a chair for somebody to sit on while they're talking to the patient, and it looks like a place you would go for just like a regular checkup. So would you like to explore this room?
Yes, I want to look through like the cabinets and different things. My wife likes to look in the cabinets when we go to like doctors or vets. I mean, she never takes anything, but she likes to open the cabinets.
Oh my god, that's so like mischievous. Like, it's so like gently mischievous. That's so funny, because I think if a doctor walked in while I was like looking in a cabinet, I would die. I would just like spontaneously combust. So I really admire that. Yeah, so you look around, there's some tongue depressors, there's some cotton balls, there's a clipboard with nothing on it. This room is very clean, and unfortunately doesn't even seem to have any like bandages. It's got like, when were band-aids invented? They're older than you'd think. Aha! There are band-aids!
Okay, I'll take the cotton swabs and band-aids with and just shove them in my bag.
Fantastic. That is yours now. Frank, are you just kind of along for the ride, or is there anything specific you'd like to do?
I was going to the rooms on the right.
Okay. You're going to go check out the rooms on the right.
Door. I am going to call out to Clint. Hey, if you find any medicine, I didn't tie this good.
We'll work on it. Right now, I just have some cotton swabs that I could shove in your wound. Or tape a tiny little band-aid on a giant knife wound.
Would you like to try doing anything to help with what you found?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll try. Yeah. I think, like, with the fabric that's already there and, like, cotton swabs, like a makeshift bandage.
All right. Roll first aid. Let's see if you can stick some cotton balls in that bleeding knife wound.
22.
Oh, you nailed it? Fantastic.
22.
With the cotton balls and the band-aids, you're actually able to, like, shove that into the wound and staunch the bleeding. It hurts, but it doesn't make things worse. So you've managed to actually, like, cover up the wound. It was not especially hygienic, but it's not the worst thing that you could have shoved in there. And so now your wound is no longer bleeding everywhere. It is bleeding into the cotton balls. Clint, you carry around like you have some type of emergency pocket knife thing, right? That was in your list of objects. Do you not?
Sure.
Hey, no. Was that on your sheet?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
never mind then. It's just the cotton balls, but they worked great. And now the bleeding is stopped. And Frank will not be taking more damage from blood loss. Good job. Yay! Okay. Would you like to open the first door on the right side of...
I do have a pocket knife, actually.
That's what I said!
Anyway.
Alright. That's what I said! And then you were like, no, I don't. You do have a pocket knife. I know your character sheets. So you also managed to cut off some of the tablecloth that he's just been kind of walking around with, as sort of like a skirt, and tie that around his legs with like a big knot. So he's got kind of like these two bows around, like this fabric tied into a bow like around his legs, but it's working, and it's gonna keep it from getting dirty and bleeding out. So well done. Frank, you were saying you wanted to go check out a door.
Yeah, the door's on the right.
The door's on the right.
Not in the hallway, but Yeah, like to the, like, so when you come up, I told you there's like another wing, but there's also doors to the right. You want to go over there. Yes.
Opposite of the guest rooms. Beautiful.
I'm now yelling, Aldous, I swear to God, if you aren't dead, I'm gonna kill you myself.
So you open up this room. This looks very much like the guest rooms, except it's messier. somebody like clearly lives in this space. There's like men's, like the accoutrement of like how a man gets ready in the morning on the vanity. There's a little backpack on the ground. The bed is made, but like hastily, a little sloppily made. Would you like to do anything in here or check the next door?
I'm gonna grab the backpack and then go to the next door because I'm assuming that this is the kid's room, the visiting student or whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't strike me as Aldis's room, but I'm like, let me grab that bag because I want to know. I'm just interested.
Great. Do you want to look in the bag?
Oh yeah, so I'll start ruffling through it as I'm walking out.
Okay, so you can see in this, it's a pretty simple backpack. It's just one of those that has like, it's got like one big pocket and then a pocket on the front. The pocket on the front has a billfold with about $25.
Damn. I only have 20 on me.
Yeah, no. Are you pocketing it?
Yeah.
Amazing. In the main part of the backpack are some clothes of like an average sized man. They're kind of crumpled up and thrown into the backpack. Also a copy of, give me a, nope, not that book. That book hasn't come out yet. There's also a copy of Moby Dick.
Oh, interesting. I'm
Yep.
gonna pick it up and look at it and be like,
Moby Dick has come out by now, so you know.
should have learned to read.
The other book I was thinking of has
I'm
not.
just kidding.
But yeah, so you're not sure. There's a picture of a whale on the cover.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Looks pretty
And
neat.
I put that back in the book, and that's it.
Yep, that's
I'll just toss
what's in the
bag.
backpack. Okay, so you just pocket the money and
actually, no, I'm gonna dump the bag out and
Great.
put it on my back.
Keep the bag. Okay, great. So you've kept the backpack itself and $25.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Loot! I bet you didn't know Call of Cthulhu. You can like loot the dungeon. That's because
First
you can
crime,
first
yeah.
crime. Okay, great.
It's only a crime if no one finds out.
If no one finds it,
Or if somebody finds out.
it's only a crime if somebody finds out. Would either of
That
you
is
like
the law.
Yeah, that is in the law. That's what it says. If no one catches you, you get away with it scot free. Congrats.
Yeah. Taking it with the founding fathers.
And if you're wealthy, maybe you get away with it anyway. That's in there. Let's
Again,
see.
taking it with the Benjamin's on the 100. Just saying.
Would either of you like to do anything else in this room, or do you want to check the next room?
Clint, are you still with me, or did you go back into the hallway?
Yeah, I guess we're together because because I helped heal you. Yeah, I'm ready to go to more rooms.
Okay, great. So
Okay.
you go directly to the next room on this side of the house. Open it up, and this room looks very much like the other room. It is very tidy. Roll spot hidden for me.
Oh no. Ow.
Oh no.
Well, I'll be right back.
Oh.
Not like too
All right.
far. just-
Passed.
Passed. Great. So, you notice actually on the, first off on the vanity in this room is Dr. Aldous Brewer's, like, driver's license. Do they have fucking driver's license? What IDs do they have in 1923? When did they start? You know what? It has a picture of Dr. Aldous Brewer and a woman who's much older than him. They're, like, posing for a portrait. And you recognize him from, you've seen his face in newspaper articles about his work. So you see a picture of Dr. Aldous Brewer. So this is Dr. Brewer's bedroom. Frank, you failed? Okay, Frank, you, also see the photograph, but when you look around, you find nothing. Clint, you find underneath a dresser drawer, after searching through this room, rooting around, you actually find a slip of paper that has been hidden at the bottom of the dresser drawer. And it has the numbers 32, 46, 21 on them. I would suggest writing it
32.
down.
32, 46, 21.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yes. While also taking a peek underneath the bed, you find a crumpled up pair of women's underwear. Just also there. These are the only two things that really seem amiss or noticeable in the room, besides it's like obviously a place that a guy lived in. Genna says the numbers should be 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand. She's a brick. No house. Anyway, if you don't know that song,
I don't
And
follow at all.
that made nothing. That meant nothing to you. 36, 24, 36, according to the disco song "Brick House," are the ideal measurements for a woman.
See, I know the song, but I guess I've never listened to the lyrics, if that makes sense.
It is also referenced in Sir Mix-a-Lot's most famous song. The song is not called "I Like Big Butts."
Small butts.
Yeah, where he says 36, 24, 36, maybe if she's 5'2", insinuating he likes them more curvy than the disco song does. Anyway, none of this is relevant to 1923, when the ideal...
Writing this all down.
Yep, there you go. Research.
He likes big butts, and he cannot buy.
Oh god, we're gonna make the Glee "I Like Big Butts" cover.
Yep, exactly. That is all you find. You find a crumpled up pair of women's underwear underneath his bed, and a slip of paper with those numbers on it. That is everything you find in this bedroom. Would you like to search more bedrooms? Detective
Huzzah.
work. Huzzah! All right, to the next room.
Ambrose, you down there still, buddy?
So you found anything interesting?
We found his room, but not him.
Dang. Anything else that you might need to note in my little journal? Like any important numbers or anything?
We
The
did
numbers.
indeed find this piece of paper that says 32, 46, 21.
Yeah.
And some panties.
And what?
Well,
What?
Woman's underwear.
Well, it's odd.
Crumpled up under the bed. You knew him best, Ambrose. Was he married?
Do I know this?
Roll what? This is a complicated
Also,
question.
how
'cause
badly
you
I
think,
failed on the other
Yeah.
one. Yeah, like,
You think he's the dentist guy.
I think he's the dentist.
Yeah.
The dentist
I'm
guy,
the one that knows him.
as far as you know, yeah, so how about Ambrose, go ahead and roll no, and Frank, go ahead and roll no.
Is this what do I know about the person who I think it is?
Yes, it is. You're going
So
to
how
present
deeply wrong am I about
Yes.
to get?
yeah, you're going to present information about the dentist man.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, where's my no?
Oh no, man,
Nope.
I know Aldous, but I don't know Aldous.
No, it didn't come up when you guys were talking before.
Oh.
You have no idea if he was married or not.
Yeah, we were talking about.
I know a lot about the dentist.
Okay, great. Great. Yeah, you know actually that in fact the dentist is married. And he has 3 children and he lives with his grandmother usually, but you rationalize all this as they must not come and live on the island.
I scream all of this up the stairs.
Yeah.
Thank you, that was incredibly helpful. I also screamed back down the stairs.
Like, yes, let me know if I can answer any more questions about the dentist.
The what?
The dentist.
No. There's no dentist here.
Find him. That's the problem. We haven't found him yet. Keep looking.
No,
my
no. Aldous isn't a dentist.
Who's Aldous?
The owner of this facility.
So this
Aldous
isn't the
Brewer.
dentist. This is someone else. Sorry, hold on.
I'm going to have
Scully.
you yeah.
She thinks she's allowed on that part of it. She's like, it's not the counter.
It's like not the counter. I'm going to have Ambrose roll idea to see if you can comprehend what is being told to you right now.
Nope.
Nope.
94.
Okay, so 94.
I'm just like, oh, so the dentist is someone else.
Yes.
Just not the owner of this house.
Yes. So you realize that Frank's friend is the man who owns the place. But the man you're trying to find is in fact a dentist and is working on dentistry here. Yes.
Yeah, so
100%.
if you do happen to find a dentist, let me know.
We won't.
Good, I think we've assembled a precarious scaffold of non-conflicting beliefs that everyone can continue living in their own realities for now.
Hey,
That's how my
Clint,
family works.
how long have you known this guy, Clint?
3 weeks or so.
And has he always seemed a little... I mean, I'm not the smartest guy,
I'd say yes. He has been like this for the whole 3 weeks.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Well, that third door, right?
Third door. All right. Next room. You open it up. This seems very similar to the first 2 rooms. However, this room visibly belongs to a woman. Would you like to roll spot hidden?
Yeah.
And search. All right. Go ahead and search this room as well.
No dice.
That-
Nope.
I forget how to read dice. 008 would be just 8, right?
That's just 8. Yeah. The
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
percentiles get
Would
confusing.
be 000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I pass
Great.
somehow.
So you actually find a locket squirreled away, and when you open up the locket, it has a picture of a woman, and you realize that that is the same face as the woman you saw in the living room. So this is the person with the thing in their eye, covered in blood, and there is a necklace in here, kind of squirreled away, that has her picture in it.
Interesting. So this lady was close enough to Aldous to have a room next to him. So she was possibly also visiting, just like the student. Creepy.
Can I get you both to roll idea?
I found a locket.
Yeah. Can I get you both to roll idea?
I did it. I have an idea.
Fantastic. So you notice that in the dresser in this room is a lot of nurse uniforms and like clean stockings. So there's at least like a couple backup like nurse outfits.
She was probably a nurse.
There we go.
And the patient killed her and stole her identity.
Oh,
and
snap.
then stabbed me in the legs. And then I decked her in the face.
She did do that. That is fair. That is what y'all find in this room. Would you like to try the next door?
Is there more doors?
There's one more door over here.
Oh, this one has 4 doors? Oh, snaps.
Yeah, oh snap. There's 4 doors on this side. Would you like to try the 4th door?
Ambrose, we found a locket. I'm gonna toss it down to him.
Do I find any secrets in the locket?
You want to see if you find
I
anything
will
else?
investigate it.
Okay, you're gonna investigate the locket. I would think that's just a spot hidden unless you think there's something else going on here.
You're gonna find some cocaine.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
You don't even recognize that this is the same woman who died in the other room. You're just
I've
like,
seen her before.
where have I seen this lady? What a pretty locket.
No, she had something in her eye. This one doesn't have anything in her eye.
Yeah, fair. Fair enough. Big difference there.
Big difference. This one has both eyes.
Makes her totally
I noticed
unrecognizable.
Wow, Frank really assumed too much there.
I was gonna yell, who are these people? Do we know who they are?
The dead girl.
The one I insist on turning over.
The one in that room?
Yeah, in the living room.
The one right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's too many
Clint,
dead people. We
Clint.
need a system, like dead person A, dead person B.
How about names?
Actually, that's
How
what
many-
I'm gonna
wait,
do while
how
they
many
do this.
Oh.
Is I'm gonna make those little foldy, like, things with numbers on them
Nice.
and place them around the dead people and the evidence that is on the first floor.
That's amazing. Do you have any paper?
What do I have with?
What do you have? And we can go
Is there
search for
any paper on the first floor?
You're right next to the library. There's perhaps some paper.
Oh, yeah, I'll take any paper I can find there, and I have a pen, so
Okay.
we're good.
Yes,
Oh.
you definitely have a pen filled with vellum
Fine
premium
pen.
ink.
Wonderful
Oh.
pen.
It's a very
The
fine
finest
pen.
ink someday.
All right, so
Someday. Well, everyone's
yeah, you go into the library and you find a delightfully clean notebook with the North Island Sanatorium like printed on the top, and yeah, you're able to craft your little guys and start marking dead bodies. So who do you want to mark first?
I'm gonna say, dead lady that we found first, I'm putting a 1. She's the first dead.
Great,
On dead lady 2, I'm gonna put a 2. She's the second dead one.
right?
Have we found any more dead people?
Just to clarify, you do still
What
have a
about the
cat.
cat?
You have a cat in your lap. You have a dead
Yes,
cat.
The cat, yes. The cat was found third. The cat will get number 3. He'll be referred to as the third dead person. Although I do believe this cat died first, so this might screw up the order here. But it's gonna be a 3. And if you find any other evidence, let me know. I will make a card for it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're doing it right. They numerically do it by the order they find things, I think. I could be wrong.
They don't specify in any of the novels that I've read, so I do not have this information. So I'm going to take your word for it, Frank, because you seem like a solid dude.
The best part is that labeling bodies in any way to come up with a system is probably a major forensic breakthrough that y'all just like decided on right now. There's no way the police do this regularly. Oh,
We found 2 dead women, like they must have gone crazy and killed
they must have
themselves.
gone crazy and killed themselves. Case closed. Let's go get a drink and
Women
smoke
do,
cigars.
you know.
As women do. They didn't have husbands. Of course they went mad. All right. So you're going to label all the bodies. Up on the top floor, would y'all like to check that last 4th room there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You open it up. It is a bathroom. It is a nicely kept bathroom. It looks pretty old. Like, this is not as refurbished as the rest of the house. But everything is operational and it's spick and span. Very clean. In fact, there's really not much in here.
I was gonna say, is there any like alcohol in the cabinet?
Unfortunately, no. There's just a bar of soap.
Bar of soap.
Do you want to try to clean your wound with the bar of soap?
Don't put that idea in my head.
Okay, nope, never mind. The voice of God has not suggested this to you. All right, so it's just a bathroom. What would you like to do next? It is getting, I will say at this point, if you are the type of person who goes to bed generally at a reasonable time, you are starting to feel kind of sleepy. If you were the type, you were a night owl, nah, fuck it, you're ready to party. Yeah.
When I go to the bodies again, could I do like another spot hidden, see if I find additional clues or evidence?
You absolutely may. All right, so let's start with spot hidden at body number 2. Number 1, excuse me. Did you get it?
41 and I got a 40.
Beautiful.
I almost missed it. But
so
not this guy.
Not this guy. So you notice that the scissors plunged into her eye match a set of pens and other office supply things that are also in this room. So
It's not vellum, is it?
no.
Oh, thank God.
You also do notice that the paper you found in the library appears to have been printed by the man who would love to be your nemesis, Henry Barber's family. Henry Adam Barber III. It's Barber paper in here that you unfortunately have to use.
And I keep like punching through it, like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
It's shitty paper.
Oh. Where's paper? Tissue paper. Wonderful, fantastic. So she most likely was murdered in this room. The body was not transferred here.
Beautiful information. All right. And then roll a spot hidden in the dining room with Blanche.
Do I want to push it?
Ooh.
No, I
Real
50.
50?
Yeah,
Okay.
50.
Blanche is real gross right now. Like, you already thought she was gross.
Ew.
But Blanche is like, there's blood all over and like out of her mouth. And you don't know like if she's just mentally ill or physically ill. So you don't really want to touch the body. And you just kind of look around the room and don't notice anything new. But you do put a beautiful little 2 next to her.
We will not forget. And now I search the cat.
And now we're going to search the cat. Let's go.
Search the cat. That one I'm pushing. Because it's 45. I only need to push 4. Here we go. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
use 4 luck. Push it.
You notice that the pattern of how the cat has been like dried is very strange. It's like not that there's a normal way to dry out your cat.
Right, but Ambrose knows. He's read about it.
He's read about it.
And this is fucking weird.
Yeah, you've
We
noticed.
have a curio shop in my town, like 20 minutes away. There's a mummified cat we've seen several times. They're gross.
Something
I
that
don't know.
Ambrose would have like gone to see. So if it's unlike the thing in the curio shop.
Yes, it is. It is not evenly dried out. It's very like flattened, as if like something ran over it, and there's still some cat hair like on the part that would have been like on the ground. The rest of it doesn't have any more hair, but there's like part of cat hair like where it might have been like, it seems like run over and pressed to the ground.
Interesting.
I want you to roll luck again because you've been messing with the cat.
30, I pass.
Okay, nothing happens. The cat is you look at the cat and get information.
It was to avoid bad luck?
It was to avoid bad luck. And
just investigating, and it goes.
Meow.
Jesus. I feel like Ambrose would be like, it's alive! It's a miracle! Because Ambrose was tempted to adopt the horrible thing in the basement previously, so. Well, I was like, I should be cool and include, like, ambient music, but I get so distracted by music that, like, you guys would be saying something brilliant, and I'd be like... So I kind of decided to, like, not do that. And, like, try to focus. Let's go to our gentleman on the second floor!
There is a bathroom. We found a bathroom. That's good news.
Second floor.
Also, I'm getting real tired, bud.
It's like at least 10 p.m.
Oh,
yeah.
good thing I can't see a clock,
Yeah.
or else I'd be even more tired.
Yeah, it's like getting late. It's getting down there. You know?
Here's the problem, though. Is you very much want us to go to sleep, and now I'm very afraid